Hello, guys and gals, and I'm coming out with a surprise what if at the moment. And the main reason why I'm doing this what if, I'm going to do two parts. I'm going to do part 0 right now, and probably part 1 like tomorrow. But after this episode, I'm most likely going to make tomorrow um another part of what if Deku was Neo. And guys and gals, I am sorry for not being able to make um, barely any what ifs lately, if any at all. The last what if I've actually did was like 2 months ago, and I've only been doing part zeros and ones. I'm sorry. I'm just not in the right state of mind lately. I'm not gonna get into my whole life and all that right now. It's pretty much a shit fest, pretty much. But I'm trying my best. And please do not mind the background if you hear a fan on. Just try to just hear my voice. Just listen to my voice very carefully. I'll try my best to pretty much be louder than the fan. So yeah. So yeah. Y'all are probably wondering what this what if is about. What is this what if? Okay, let me say. For those of y'all who don't know what Deadsec is, it is pretty much Watch Dogs. The Watch Dogs, what's fucking call it? Video games. Watch Dogs 1, 2, and 3, pretty much Legion, which I actually have all three games, and I played two of them. I will get to playing the first one, but I played the second Watch Dogs and the third one, and I am very, very addicted to the third installment of the game. I don't know why people hate on it so much. I actually really got addicted to it. Though I have to say, I have to admit, before even playing the game, I thought, oh, I'm not gonna like it. Oh, I won't like it. Yada. Because it has so many characters. It's not a main character. Yada. Which I still agree that a game needs a couple main characters for you to play as, not like as many as Watch Dogs. I had though I do like the concept of the Watch Dogs Legion, and yada. Let us say I really got addicted to it, and I very got addicted to a certain character in Legion, and that's why I'm making this what if. I'm pretty much making a what if Deku was dead? Is in Deadsec, or a member in Deadsec per se. I'm going to make this as like the concept of Watch Dogs, but I'm going to throw in some nods here and there to Assassin's Creed, because if those for those of y'all that don't know, Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs are tied together very tightly. There have always been nods in Watch Dogs about Assassin's Creed's lore and all that, and that just made very apparent in Legion whenever you're actually having a mission to actually be able to be an assassin. You're able to unlock the assassin character, pretty much a modern day assassin, pretty much from Assassin's Creed. So yeah. So I'm going to bring that into the mix a little bit. It's going to make sense, okay? It's going to make sense as it goes. So without me gibbering on, yada. I hope you enjoy this series I'm gonna make. And let me bring you the outro, motherfuckers. See you on the flip side. We start off the what if with a man walking in a tomb underneath the city of Japan, or the country of Japan, pretty much, as it's pretty much in the smack middle of Japan. Underground, a labyrinth of tunnels leading to this one tomb. This very large, very almost ancient, but at the same time not ancient tomb. It looks very advanced as we see a man walking closer to the middle of this area, as we see a pedestal with some sort of orb placed on top of it. As we see the man gets closer and closer until he is right next to the pedestal, as he's looking at this trinket, as he says, this piece of Eden is what I've searched my whole life for. This piece of Eden will give me power. If not, it will give the whole world power. This is what the world needs. As he looks back, as he says, assassin. By the time that you throw one of your daggers at me, it's most likely going to be a flesh wound. Not being able to kill me, I will dodge right on time and pick up the piece of Eden. So I would say, get out of your little hiding spot, or I'll do it right now. As we see a man coming out of the shadows with a black robe and a hood, as he's looking right at the man next to the piece of Eden that we now know is one. As he says, don't do this, Midoriya. Don't do this, Hasashi. As this man that we see right here is Hasashi Midoriya. Or in another timeline, we would call All for One. As he says, well, hi, old friend. I know that voice anywhere. Why did you have to join the assassins? We were doing so much good work. As the man says, we were doing so much good work. Aizawa. As we see the man unhood himself, as we see this man right here, as he says, you've gotten too obsessed with that. that is a myth. That trinket, that piece of Eden, can doom us all. We don't know what it can do. For all we know, it is a folk's tale promising power. But it could easily destroy a city. Make a city fall down. As Hisashi says, everything comes with a price. As Aizawa tries to stop him, trying to reason with him, but this man is not flinching no more. As he says, this isn't time to turn back now. As he turns back to the piece of Eden, as he's about to pick it up, as Aizawa starts throwing knives at Midoriya, as one misses him as he dodges the one that was aimed for his neck, but a throwing knife that was aimed at his back hit his left shoulder as he grunted in pain while he picked up the piece of Eden. As he laughs, "You're too slow, Aizawa, yet again. I was always one step ahead of you. I was always smarter than you." As Aizawa grunted, as we see the piece of Eden starts glowing and starts levitating out of All For One's hand. As All For One laughs, "You can't stop it now." Either if this is either going to be salvation or a price of science. Either way, I win. As Aizawa says, "You have gone mad." As we see Aizawa and Hisashi look straight at the trinket as it keeps levitating until it stops. And the energy that is producing from this little orb compacts into itself until the lights flicker off as All For One squints. "What?" As he says that, he gets stopped midway as the orb blows up. Blowing up a huge and creating a shockwave as that shockwave went through the catacombs and went into the Japan, moving all the way across the continent, throughout the world, as everywhere that shockwave went, in that explosion, with that shockwave, pretty much leveled out Japan, creating Japan, making it into pretty much destroying it, pretty much. It's pretty much destroying Japan, as All For One pretty much got half of his body covered in third-degree burns as he's screaming out in pain, as Aizawa got out of it, hiding behind a pillar. As he got out of that explosion, but not without being damaged with the fire, pretty much coming out of every which way inside the catacombs, as we see the catacombs shake pretty much, as Aizawa looks at his friend, as his friend is yelling, "Please help me," as the fire is engulfing him very fast. As Aizawa says, "Sorry, old friend," as he books it, trying to survive the catacombs as it starts falling apart, caving in on itself, as a part of debris falls right onto Hasashi Midoriya, as he screams no, as it falls onto him. As Aizawa runs, trying to make his way out of the catacombs into Japan, as this year Japan will be known as Ground Zero of the incident, as Japan pretty much took the brunt of the piece of Eden, as it was placed there. So of course it would take the brunt of the piece of Eden because it couldn't withstand its power. But well, let me phrase this. Well, Japan pretty much took the brunt of the attack, took it all, and pretty much collapsed. Like multiple buildings, the streets caved in, as pretty much think of San Andreas. You know that movie San Andreas? Pretty much think of the earthquake. That earthquake that happened in that movie, if you watched it. Pretty much think of that on Japan. It would take a long time for Japan to repair itself. As not only Japan though, there are other places that the shockwave came across that pretty much totaled towers, buildings, that made them collapse throughout the world, but never caused that much severe damage as it did to Japan. Now let's get to Aizawa, as he has finally gotten out of the catacombs and move on to the streets of Japan, as he sees total chaos, as buildings are falling onto one another or falling on the streets, killing multiple people, as people are screaming, as Aizawa tries to help as many people as he can, as he sees someone, a woman that's fallen down as she's pregnant, as he sees the belly, as a piece of concrete fell on her legs, as he takes the concrete off of her feet, as he pulls it up with as much strength as he can, as he yells, "Move, get out," as the woman hurriedly moved her legs out of the debris, as he lets go of the debris as he falls back down on the ground. As the woman gets up and thanks him as he runs off. As he does it as much as possible, as he's trying to help as many people as he can. As he himself gone into a few scrapes with falling debris, but he managed to get out fine. As the area that he's on, as he sees a building that's pretty much collapsed on itself, as you can see a part of a area pretty much being able to be climbed on. As he says, I need to see the surrounding areas. How bad is it? As he goes on top of a pile of rubble, as he starts climbing up a building, a very high building. As he climbs and climbs, almost running out of stamina, until he finally gets on top of the building, as he sees the surrounding area of Japan. As he looks all around, as his eyes open wide, as he says, shit, this is worse than I thought. As well, he looks around. He doesn't know what to say. And that is the first scene of this series. Now, we cut to, I'm going to say, 15 to 16 years later, as we move to the streets of London, as we see two people standing on top of Bloom Tower, as we see a girl with white hair standing there pointing a weapon at a girl with black hair, as two drones come in, pointing their lasers at her, as she says, well, shit. As the woman says, you can't get enough of me, can't you? As the girl drops her weapon, as she starts monologuing about her philosophy, yah this, yah that, until she gets to a point where our main character says, there's still good out there. We're watchdogs. This is what we do. We still believe that there is good out there. As the woman says, how many have you killed since Deadsec we started? As we see, the girl doesn't say anything, as she says, a tiny tweak in your philosophy, and we're on the same page. I was just like you. I was in denial. As the girl just waits, as we see the woman monologuing even more until she says, well, I'm sad that you won't be able to see it. As the riot drones starts pointing their lasers at our main character yet again, as she has a phone, holding a phone behind her back, as she presses a button on the phone, or let me rephrase that, she taps the screen on her phone that has a button, as she runs back to the middle as the platform that she is standing on falls. Well, not really falls, but lowers down as the woman tries to get to where our main character is, as she got back on the building, pretty much, as the platform pretty much falls, as the woman is falling, holding on to the last thing that she can on that platform, as she looks down into the city, and she looks up at our character, as she finally lets go, as we see our character look at the woman that just fell, as she says, "Well, that's what it took to shut her up. Thank God." As she moves back, as she says, "Charlie, are you done with your side of things?" As a Deadsec operative replies, "No, almost done. Just need to take care of Bagley." As she nods, as she says, "Okay. Hey Charlie, bruv, I need to tell you something. When all this is over, I need to head back to Japan." As the operative says in the comms, "Okay, we'll talk about this after this mission." As she says, "Okay." As time passes and the mission is over, they have saved London, but there is still so much to do. As they have taken care of mostly everything that London, every villain that London had. As we see in the main Deadsec base, as we see Charlie Frost look at our main character, as she says, "Izumi, are you okay? Why do you want to go back to Japan?" Or, as she says, "It's just something I need to take care of. Bruv, you're my girl, you know that. You know I will stay in contact with you, girl. With everyone else here, as we see everyone else in the new Deadsec London, the whole crew, as they all say, Izumi, you've helped us a lot, and we can't understand what you've gone through being experimented on. We all have powers, some weirder than others, but we couldn't imagine what you went through. We know you weren't born with powers, but what Albion did to you is not right. But you gave them one hell of a fight." As Izumi chuckles as she says, "Thank you a lot, a lot. Y'all are my family. But I need to go to Japan. There's a few things I need to do." As they all get into a group hug, as Charlie Frost says, "We got your back, girl. Just contact any of us anytime. We're here for you." As Izumi nods. and smiles. As we move on to her packing up after a night of partying with her crew in Deadsec, London, as she takes a photo, a newly formed photo of the whole gang in Deadsec, London, with her in the middle and Charlie right beside her, as she smiles, as she says, "I will come back here. This is my home, but I need to check on a few things in Japan." As she closes her eyes and nods as she walks out of the base, as we see her get on a motorcycle outside the base, as she says, I need some hard shit with my drive to the airport. I need to put on some hard shit. As she puts on some hard rock music, as she starts banging her head, as she pretty much pulls on the throttle of her motorcycle, as she does a wheelie, almost hitting some pedestrians, as they shout, "Hey mate, piss off. What you doing here, trying to hit me?" As she flips them off, as she smiles, as she drives off, as she laughs. Then we cut to her being in an airplane as she's flying to Japan, now known as Ground Zero, as she says to herself in her mind, "How many more shitheads do I have to mind control in Japan? I wonder," as she chuckles to herself, as she says, "This is gonna be fun." As she closes her eyes and falls asleep on the flight to Japan. Now we cut to the next scene of her waking up from her time asleep in the jet, or not jet, but the plane, her flight. As she jolts awake, as she feels the plane coming to a stop, pretty much, as she flutters her eyes open as she as she gets up and gets ready to leave the plane. As we hear the captain of the plane pretty much turn on the mic as he says, "We have landed in Japan. Yada 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 blah 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 blah." As he continues what he's saying, what usual pilots say, you know, as she walks to her baggage. She gets it off the baggage thing that was holding her duffel bag, as she picks it up and gets ready to get off her flight. As we see her bump into someone on the flight, as she drops her baggage, as the other person drops their baggage as well, as she says, bruv, better watch out. As she gives the person a glare. As the other person says, whoa, whoa, chill out. As they say in Japanese. As she says in Japanese, my bad. I'm not very good in Japanese, but I know a little bit. As the other person says, it's alright. But they're about to bend down, but Izumi already bent down and got their duffel bag up and gave it to them. As they smile, saying thank you, and they ask, "What's your name? You seem interesting." As she tilts her head sideways as she says, in Japanese, you can call me Izumi. As she says, who might you be? My name is Shigaraki. Tomura Shigaraki. As we're going to end it here on this little cliffhanger. I hope that this part kept you a little interested, if not even more interested with that cliffhanger. As this is going to be quite the ride I'm going to give y'all on this series, because I am 1% turning this into a series. I don't give two shits. I already enjoy making this a lot. This is bringing back my how should I say, joy of making videos. So I hope you all enjoy. Like, subscribe, tell your family members, friends to come to my what if channel. We can chill, and if you want to go on my Discord server, I'll actually don't. It's pretty much dead. My Discord server is dead. If you want to go to anyone's Discord server, I'm mainly on Ravenclaw's Discord server. If you know him, okay, I'm just gonna say, if you know me, I'm pretty much not that well known in the what if community. Than Ravenclaw. So if you know me, then you should know Ravenclaw. If you don't, his what's it fucking called? Channel name is Ravenclaw What Ifs. He's a cool dude. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day or night, wherever your time zone is in the world. And like, subscribe, give me a comment in the comment section. And yeah, hope you all enjoy. And peace out, motherfuckers. I'm Monster Family.